Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this live stream. My name is Meteorologist Joseph Pisani. Great to have you guys on here this evening. Wanted to do a video update and just kind of get to talk about some different things that we've seen. Obviously, we just had the devastating Hurricane Helene move through, but there is some more in the Atlantic that we do need to talk about that we're looking at here in the next week or so that we want to just kind of get your guys' attention on. So Helene obviously has now since dissipated. It's not even showing up here on the National Hurricane Center. The devastation that though it has left behind is remarkable, stretching all the way from Florida through Georgia into the Carolinas, even up into Tennessee, portions of Virginia, all the way up to Ohio. Just unbelievable amounts of devastation all across the southeast from Helene, from the storm surge, record storm surge that we saw across much of the west coast of Florida, not just where it made landfall, but even all the way down towards Tampa Bay and Clearwater, some of the places where I went to college at. There, the Safety Harbor Pier just completely destroyed and washed away. And unfortunately, we are looking at the potential for some more tropical development here in the next week or so. We still have a couple of different storms out there as well. So here's kind of what we're looking at. So you can see a couple areas highlighted. This here is Hurricane Isaac, still very strong, 100-mile-per-hour hurricane. That is going up into the northern Atlantic. So not really a whole lot to worry about here. It does look like it's going to kind of weaken, so it doesn't cause any issues with our friends over in Europe. So that is the good news there with Isaac. Joyce here, again, just another fish storm. Not even going to be worried about here, Bermuda. It is supposed to just kind of remain a storm and then dissipate here by Tuesday is what we're looking at there. And then we have this first disturbance here. The National Hurricane Center is giving a 70% chance of development. And we could see this follow a similar track with Joyce. So we're really not expecting a whole lot out of this system. The system that is more concerning that has our attention is this system over here. Right now, the National Hurricane Center is giving this a 50% chance of formation over the next 7 days. And this is going to be another CAG or Central American gyre, which is the same way that Helene developed here this past week, was out of a CAG. So a little bit worrisome. Now, again, right now this is not even, it's just really a wave, a tropical wave that's here in the Eastern Caribbean. And we have the remnants of the cold front really from Helene kind of draping back across portions of Western Cuba into the Northwestern Caribbean. So as that wave kind of moves off to the west here, west-northwest, gets closer to like Belize and Honduras, it'll interact with that leftover frontal boundary and kind of become a CAG there, Central American gyre, and we could see a low pressure center kind of develop here in the Northwestern Caribbean Sea. Probably around Wednesday, late Tuesday into Wednesday is when we'll kind of see it get over there. So probably by then we'll really start to have a much better idea if this in fact will even develop into something. There's a chance that it won't, that it'll just continue to kind of drift off the west into Mexico. But there's also a chance that it could form into a tropical depression or a tropical storm by midweek next week, and then make its way into the Gulf of Mexico here. So definitely something that we are needing to keep our eye on. And obviously, I don't want to really get into a whole lot of specifics because there really isn't a whole lot of reliable information out there. As far as the models are very all over the place. Really, the only thing we know for sure is we are expecting this disturbance to move into this region, and then by midweek having a chance. The environment is favorable. We're not seeing the shear that we were seeing earlier in this week, which kind of helps limit the initial intensification of Helene. Once that has dissipated, though, we saw exactly what happened. It got all the way up to a Category 4 hurricane before making landfall there in Florida. So we'll have to see what happens with this, but just kind of want to put this out there for everyone so you guys are aware that we are looking at the potential for some tropical trouble here by mid-week toward the end of next week. Now, I am going to just kind of go over a couple of the different um, ensemble models here. So this here is our European model, and we can kind of see here um, one thing to note with this is that we're basically going to be in zonal flow. So you can see here at the beginning, this is kind of the remnants of Helene that dissipates. Here's a little trough that moves across the northern United States, bringing maybe some rain and showers to parts of upper Wisconsin and Michigan. Then we go into this zonal flow here. So there's not really going to be any sort of steering for anything that could potentially develop here down in the northwestern Caribbean or Yucatan. So the steering, I think that's another reason why we're not even really seeing anything being pulled north, because we don't even know if anything will actually be there or not, or if this is just going to be a wave that'll kind of move across and into, maybe over into Mexico or things like that. So we'll kind of see what happens there. On the other hand, if we come here, let's just kind of quickly go through this. So here is the remnants of Helene. And then if we go forward in time on this, there we go. We kind of go forward in time. Helene kind of drifts off to the east and goes away. We have that zonal flow that kind of develops showers and thunderstorms here across portions of the Gulf of Mexico. This is Tuesday. And then we continue through. And then again here, this is kind of by Friday, maybe showing something here in the Gulf of Mexico. So, and then potentially something moving somewhere. We don't know. Again, this is just one model. This one shows towards Florida. I've seen some showing it going over to Mexico and Texas. So anyone that is living along those regions definitely needs to really be paying attention to the weather the next few days, and we'll keep you here updated at Extreme Weather Videos as we go through the next couple of days. Just trying to keep you guys informed as to any further tropical disturbances that have the potential to develop. But right now, I think the main focus needs to be on doing what we can to help those who have been affected in a negative way by Hurricane Helene this week, while monitoring the potential for some further development across portions of the northwestern Caribbean Sea into the Gulf of Mexico by mid to late next week. So we still have a lot of time to kind of watch what's going to happen with any potential development. Again, right now, National Hurricane Center giving this a 50% chance of potential tropical development in the next 7 days. So we'll give you guys another update here in the coming days. Be sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't, as we'll be providing more updates in the coming days. But thank you for watching. Stay safe out there, and prayers and blessings to everyone that has endured any hardship and damage from Hurricane Helene. Our hearts go out to you. We're here for you guys and wishing you all the best in the recovery. So I just really hope that the resources that you need will come to you quickly. I know it's a lot waiting for the power to come back on. I've personally have lived in Miami, Florida, and gone through multiple different hurricanes and tropical storms, things like that. Not quite on the scale of what we saw with Helene here at landfall and with the mudslides and everything, but I do know, what it's like to be without power for 2 weeks, and the creativity that you have to kind of come up with when you literally can't get out of your neighborhood for 6 days. It's definitely can be very stressful, and so our hearts definitely go out to you guys. But stay with Extreme Weather Videos. We'll keep you guys updated here on any potential for tropical development across the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. Until next time, we'll see you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your evening.